The galaxy was in a state of unease. Many alien races, each with their unique cultures and powerful technologies, had gathered in a grand council on the planet Zorath. Their bright, colorful ships filled the skies, but there was an air of uncertainty. All eyes were focused on the holographic map of the Milky Way, showing Earth as a small blue dot. For too long, Earth had remained a target of their whispers, and now the time for action had come. The leaders of these alien factions spoke to each other, their voices filled with tension. "We must act swiftly," said a tall, green-skinned leader named Zarok. He was known for his ruthless strategies. "If we do not strike now, the humans will grow stronger and bolder. They cannot be trusted." His words echoed through the room, making everyone uneasy. However, no one was willing to move. The alien leaders were afraid of what might happen if they launched an attack on Earth. They had heard stories of humans, tales of their fierce determination and unexpected tactics. In the shadows, a human delegation watched carefully. Among them was Captain Lisa Tran, a strong and determined leader. She could feel the tension in the air and knew something had to change. As the meeting continued, Lisa gathered her team in a small chamber away from the main council. "Look at them," she said, her voice steady. "They are all scared. They talk big, but they are not willing to take action. This is our chance." Her words ignited a spark in her team, filling them with hope. "We cannot wait for them to attack," she continued. "We must show them that we are not weak. We need to take the lead and show the galaxy what humans can do." Her team nodded, understanding the risks, but feeling the fire of determination burning inside them. Lisa knew that the only way to prove their strength was to act first. "We will launch a preemptive strike. We will show them we are ready to defend our home. If we wait, they will think we are afraid," she said firmly. One of her officers, Lieutenant Mark, hesitated. "But Captain, what if we fail? They have advanced technology, and we might be outnumbered." Lisa looked at him, her eyes filled with confidence. "We may be outnumbered, but we are not outsmarted. Humans are unpredictable, and we have strengths they do not understand. Together, we can make a difference." As the meeting on Zorath dragged on, the alien leaders continued to debate. Some wanted to delay their plans, hoping for more information. Others wanted to attack immediately. In the end, no one made a decision. They were stuck in a cycle of fear and indecision, unable to move forward. Back on their ship, Lisa's team prepared for their mission. They worked together, checking their weapons and strategizing. Each member of the team felt a mix of excitement and fear. They knew the odds were against them, but they also knew they had something to prove. "Remember," Lisa said as they gathered for a final briefing, "this is not just about us. This is about showing the galaxy that humans are brave and strong. We will not hide in the shadows." As they launched their ship toward the alien planet, a sense of unity washed over them. They were a small group of humans against a vast galaxy, but they felt ready to face whatever lay ahead. The stars shone brightly outside their ship, and with each passing moment, their determination grew. The stage was set, and the humans were about to step into a larger conflict than they had ever imagined. They were ready to brave the front lines, not just to defend their home, but to carve a place for humanity in the galaxy. With their hearts pounding and minds focused, they soared toward the unknown, ready to face whatever challenges awaited them. Little did they know, their actions would change the course of history, igniting a spark that could either save or doom them all. The galaxy was tense, but the humans were ready to act. The small human ship, named the Spirit of Earth, flew through the vastness of space, its engines humming softly. Inside, the atmosphere was a mix of excitement and anxiety. Captain Lisa Tran stood at the helm, her eyes fixed on the distant planet where they would soon land. This was their first real mission, and she felt the weight of responsibility on her shoulders. "Prepare for entry," she commanded, her voice calm despite her racing heart. Her crew sprang into action, checking their equipment and running final diagnostics. Each member of the team had trained for this moment, but now it was real. They were about to face the unknown. As they descended through the atmosphere, the ship shook. The bright colors of the planet rushed up to meet them, and soon they broke through the clouds. Below, a vast landscape unfolded, filled with strange trees and towering mountains. The planet was beautiful, but also dangerous. Lisa reminded herself that they were not just here to explore, they were here to fight. Steady as she goes, Lisa instructed the pilot, Lieutenant Mark. He nodded, gripping the controls tightly. The ship landed with a soft thud on a flat clearing, surrounded by thick jungle. The team looked out through the windows, their eyes wide with wonder and fear. "Let's move," Lisa said, her voice steady. She led the team down the ramp, stepping onto alien soil for the first time. The air was thick and warm, filled with unfamiliar sounds and smells. Every noise seemed amplified, as if the jungle was alive and watching them. As they moved forward, Lisa could sense her team's nervousness. They scanned the surroundings, alert for any signs of danger. The jungle was dense, with towering trees and vines hanging down like curtains. Sunlight filtered through the leaves, creating a patchwork of light and shadow on the ground. "Stay close and watch each other's backs," she reminded them. The team moved in a tight formation, each soldier aware of their role. They were trained for combat, but this was different. This was uncharted territory, and they had no idea what to expect. Suddenly, a loud rustling noise echoed from the bushes nearby. The team froze, weapons ready. Lisa raised a hand to signal them to be quiet. The rustling grew louder, and then, from the bushes, emerged a large reptilian creature with bright scales and sharp claws. Its eyes glowed with curiosity as it regarded the humans. "Stay calm," Lisa whispered. The creature moved closer, sniffing the air, intrigued by the new arrivals. It opened its mouth, revealing sharp teeth, but it did not attack. The team held their breath, unsure of what to do. Then, slowly, Lisa stepped forward, her hands raised in a gesture of peace. "Easy there," she said softly. To her surprise, the creature seemed to understand. It tilted its head, watching her intently. In that moment, Lisa realized that not all encounters would be hostile. This creature was just as curious about them as they were about it. After a tense few moments, the creature turned and darted back into the jungle. The team let out a collective sigh of relief. "That was close," Mark said, his voice shaking slightly. "Remember, not everything out here is our enemy," Lisa replied, feeling more confident. "We must be open to understanding this world, even if it's different from ours." As they continued deeper into the jungle, Lisa noticed the beauty around them. Brightly colored plants and flowers surrounded them, and strange birds flitted from tree to tree. For a moment, she felt a sense of wonder, but she quickly pushed it aside. They were here on a mission, and the danger was still very real. Suddenly, a loud alarm blared from their communication device. Lisa's heart sank as she heard the message. "Hostile alien ships detected. All units prepare for combat." The warning sent a chill down her spine. The tranquility of the jungle faded away, replaced by the harsh reality of their situation. "Move! We need to find cover!" Lisa shouted, adrenaline surging through her veins. The team sprang into action, racing through the thick foliage. They had come to this planet to show their strength, but now they were reminded of the dangers that lurked in the unknown. As they sought shelter, Lisa knew one thing for sure: they were about to face their first real challenge. The galaxy was watching, and the humans were ready to prove their bravery, no matter what awaited them in the shadows. The thick jungle was alive with sounds as Captain Lisa Tran and her team scrambled for cover. The alarm blared in their ears, warning them of the hostile alien ships approaching. Lisa felt a surge of fear mixed with determination. This was it, the moment they had prepared for. They were about to fight for their lives. "Find a place to hide!" Lisa shouted, leading her team deeper into the underbrush. They ducked beneath large leaves and crawled behind thick tree trunks, their hearts racing. From their hiding spots, they could see the dark shapes of alien ships cutting through the sky, their engines roaring like angry beasts. "Captain, what's our plan?" Lieutenant Mark asked, his voice tense as he scanned the area. "First, we need to gather information," Lisa replied, peering through the foliage. "We need to see what we're up against." A pair of alien ships hovered above the jungle, their sleek designs shimmering in the sunlight. They were unlike anything the humans had ever seen, with sharp angles and glowing blue lights. The ships began to descend, landing a short distance away. "They're landing!" someone whispered in awe. "Stay quiet," Lisa ordered. "We need to remain unseen." The team watched as a group of armed aliens emerged from the ships. They were tall and imposing, their skin a dark shade of green, adorned with spikes along their backs. The aliens looked around, clearly searching for the humans. Lisa's heart pounded in her chest. "We need to strike before they regroup," she said, her voice steady. "This is our chance to show them what we're made of." With quick hand signals, Lisa directed her team into position. They fanned out, each soldier knowing their role. Mark took the left flank, while another soldier, Private Elena, moved to the right. Lisa positioned herself at the center, ready to lead the charge. On my signal, Lisa whispered, her heart racing. 3, 2, 1, now. At her command, they launched from their hiding spots, rushing toward the aliens. The element of surprise was on their side. The humans shouted battle cries as they charged, firing their weapons at the aliens. Bright beams of energy shot through the air, illuminating the jungle. The aliens were caught off guard, but they quickly regrouped. They raised their weapons, returning fire. Lisa ducked behind a tree just in time as blasts of energy zipped past her. The air was filled with chaos, the sounds of blaster fire and shouts mixing into a deafening roar. "Keep pushing forward!" Lisa yelled, firing her weapon at the closest alien. The shot hit its target, and the alien staggered back, surprised. A sense of exhilaration surged through her. They were doing it. They were fighting back. Mark took aim at another alien, his hand steady despite the chaos around him. He fired, hitting the alien squarely in the chest. It fell to the ground, and Mark felt a rush of adrenaline. They were holding their own. But the aliens were regrouping, moving in formation, and their numbers were overwhelming. Lisa could see more ships landing in the distance. "We need to retreat," she shouted. "Regroup at the ship." The team fell back, keeping their fire focused on the aliens. They moved together, covering each other as they fought their way back toward the spirit of Earth. Elena stumbled, tripping over a vine. "I'm down!" she cried, panic in her voice. Lisa turned, her heart dropping. "Get up! We'll cover you!" She fired at the aliens, providing cover as Mark helped Elena to her feet. "We can't leave anyone behind!" With the team's combined efforts, they pushed back the aliens, but more were coming. The jungle felt like it was closing in around them, each step back toward the ship filled with danger. Finally, they reached the clearing where their ship was parked. "Get to the ship!" Lisa yelled, her voice hoarse from shouting. The team dashed forward, adrenaline pumping through their veins. As they boarded the spirit of Earth, Lisa looked back to see the aliens closing in. She took a deep breath, knowing they had fought bravely but realizing they were not yet safe. "Mark, get us ready for takeoff," she ordered. The ship's engines roared to life, and the atmosphere shifted as the crew scrambled to prepare for departure. "Hold on!" Mark shouted, his fingers dancing over the controls. The ship lifted off, and Lisa felt the familiar thrill of flight as they broke free from the jungle's grip. As they soared into the sky, Lisa looked back at the planet below. They had faced their first real fight and had survived. The aliens might have been strong, but the humans had proven they could stand their ground. "We did it!" Elena exclaimed, her voice filled with relief and excitement. "Yes, but this is only the beginning," Lisa replied, her eyes steely with determination. They had shown bravery in the face of danger, and now they would prepare for whatever came next. The galaxy was watching, and the humans had made their mark. After their daring escape from the alien planet, Captain Lisa Tran and her team gathered aboard the Spirit of Earth. The atmosphere was filled with a mix of relief and exhaustion. They had survived their first battle, but they knew the fight was far from over. "Status report," Lisa commanded, her voice steady as she surveyed her crew. Mark, the pilot, was at the controls, running through the ship's diagnostics. "Everything looks good," he replied, his fingers moving quickly over the screens. "But we need to regroup and figure out our next move." Lisa nodded, her mind racing. They had faced danger from the alien forces, but there was more to this mission than just survival. "We need to make allies if we want to stand a chance against these foes. We can't do this alone," she said, determination in her eyes. As they soared away from the jungle, Lisa turned her thoughts to the nearby planets. They had heard whispers of a resistance fighting against the same alien forces. "We'll head to Zalthor," she decided. "It's known for its diverse inhabitants and might have information about the aliens we just faced." The crew quickly prepared for the journey. The ship moved smoothly through space, and the stars twinkled like diamonds in the darkness. As they approached Zalthor, Lisa couldn't help but feel a sense of hope. They needed allies, and this planet was their best chance. Upon landing, the crew disembarked and stepped onto the alien soil once more. Zalthor was a bustling hub, filled with colorful markets and strange creatures. The air was thick with different scents, and Lisa felt a mix of excitement and nervousness. "Stay close," Lisa instructed her team as they walked through the crowded streets. They passed vendors selling exotic fruits and crafts, and the sounds of laughter and music filled the air. It was a vibrant place, but Lisa kept her guard up. She knew that not all aliens would be friendly. Suddenly, they were approached by a small, furry creature with big eyes and a wide grin. "Welcome, travelers. I am Fizz, your guide," the creature exclaimed, bouncing on its tiny feet. Lisa exchanged glances with her team, unsure of what to make of this enthusiastic alien. "We're looking for information about the Vraxons," Lisa said carefully. "Ah, the Vraxons," Fizz said, his eyes widening. "They are a menace, yes, but you are not alone. Many here wish to fight back. Can you help us find allies?" Lisa asked, her heart racing. This was the opportunity they had been searching for. "Of course. Follow me!" Fizz led them through the winding streets of Zalthor, and soon they found themselves in front of a large building filled with people. It was a gathering place for those who opposed the Vraxons. As they entered, Lisa felt the energy of the crowd. Creatures of all shapes and sizes were discussing strategies and sharing stories of their battles against the Vraxons. This was the heart of the resistance. "Listen up!" Fizz called out, climbing onto a platform to get everyone's attention. "We have new friends from Earth who want to help us fight." The crowd turned and Lisa stepped forward, her team behind her. "We are here to join your fight against the Vraxons. We've seen their power firsthand, and we are ready to stand with you," she declared. The room buzzed with energy, and several leaders stepped forward. One was a tall, slender alien with bright blue skin named Jarek. "You have courage, human," Jarek said, his voice deep and commanding. "But the Vraxons are ruthless. We will need a strong plan." Lisa felt a surge of determination. "We have weapons and strategies we can share. Together we can take the fight to them." The discussions continued, with ideas flowing freely. They shared tales of their battles, and Lisa listened intently, learning about the Vraxons' weaknesses. Each piece of information brought them closer to forming a solid plan. As the meeting wrapped up, Jarek approached Lisa. "Your bravery is commendable. We would be honored to fight alongside you," he said, extending his hand. Lisa shook his hand firmly, a sense of camaraderie forming between them. "Thank you. Together we will show the Vraxons that they cannot take what is ours." With new allies at their side, the humans felt a renewed sense of hope. They were no longer alone in their fight. As they prepared to leave Zalthor, Lisa knew they were ready for the challenges ahead. The galaxy was vast, and the battle was just beginning. As the crew boarded the Spirit of Earth, Lisa felt a sense of determination. They had faced enemies and made new friends, and together they would fight for their freedom. The Vraxons would soon learn that humans were not to be underestimated. The journey ahead would be tough, but with their new allies, they would face it head-on. The time had come for the final showdown. Captain Lisa Tran stood on the bridge of the Spirit of Earth, her heart pounding with excitement and fear. They had gathered a diverse force of humans and allies from Zalthor, all ready to take the fight to the Vraxons. The plan was set, and they would attack the Vraxon base on the planet Draxia, the heart of their operations. "Prepare for departure!" Lisa commanded, her voice firm. The crew sprang into action, checking their weapons and systems. They had trained for this moment, and now it was time to prove their courage. As the ship hurtled through space toward Draxia, Lisa gathered her team for one last briefing. "Today we fight for our freedom," she said, looking each of her crew members in the eye. "We fight for everyone who has suffered under the Vraxons' rule. We have allies with us. Together we are strong." The crew cheered, their spirits lifted by her words. Lisa felt a wave of determination wash over her. They had come too far to back down now. Minutes later, they approached Draxia. The planet loomed ahead, dark clouds swirling ominously above its surface. "Entering the atmosphere," Mark shouted, guiding the ship through the turbulent skies. The Vraxon base came into view, a sprawling fortress surrounded by towering walls and guarded by ships. Lisa's heart raced. They were about to engage in a battle that would decide their fate. "Drop the shields," Lisa ordered. "Let's give them a surprise." The Spirit of Earth descended swiftly, and they landed just outside the base. The crew quickly disembarked, weapons at the ready. The atmosphere was tense, filled with the sounds of distant explosions and the cries of battle. "Remember the plan," Lisa shouted. "We split into two groups. I'll lead one with Jarek. Mark, you take the other group and create a distraction. We'll hit them hard and fast." The team nodded, adrenaline pumping through their veins. As they split into their groups, Lisa could feel the weight of responsibility on her shoulders. She had to lead them to victory. The two groups moved stealthily toward the fortress, using the cover of the tall grass and rocky terrain. Lisa's heart raced as they approached the entrance. Suddenly, alarms blared and bright lights flooded the area. "Time to go!" Lisa shouted as she kicked open the heavy door. The team charged inside, guns raised, ready to fight. The interior of the base was a maze of dark corridors and flickering lights. As they moved deeper, they encountered the first wave of Vraxxon soldiers. They were fierce and fast, their green skin glistening in the dim light. "Fire!" Lisa commanded, her voice echoing through the hallways. Energy blasts lit up the air as they exchanged fire. Lisa focused on her training, moving quickly and shooting accurately. The humans fought with fierce determination, their allies beside them. The battle was intense. Lisa ducked behind a wall as blasts flew past her, hitting the walls with bright explosions. She could see Jarek and his team fighting valiantly, holding their ground against the relentless Vraxxon forces. "Push forward!" Lisa yelled, rallying her team. They advanced, determined to reach the heart of the base. They fought through wave after wave of enemies, each victory boosting their morale. Finally, they reached a large control room. In the center stood a massive console, and behind it loomed the Vraxxon commander, a towering figure with glowing red eyes. "You think you can defeat us?" The commander sneered, his voice deep and menacing. "We are unstoppable!" Lisa stepped forward, her gaze fierce. "We are not afraid of you," she declared. "You have terrorized our worlds for too long. This ends today." With that, the battle intensified. The commander unleashed powerful blasts of energy, but Lisa and her team fought back with everything they had. They moved together, covering each other as they dodged and fired. In a fierce exchange, Jarek leaped forward, distracting the commander just long enough for Lisa to take aim. She fired her weapon and the blast struck true. The commander staggered back, his body glowing and then exploding in a brilliant flash of light. "Victory!" Lisa shouted, her voice filled with triumph. The remaining Vraxxon soldiers, seeing their commander fall, turned and fled. As the smoke cleared, cheers erupted from the humans and their allies. They had done it. They had defeated the Vraxxons and taken back their freedom. Exhausted but exhilarated, Lisa looked around at her team and allies. They had fought bravely and united against a common foe. This battle had changed everything, proving that together they were stronger. "Let's go home," Lisa said, a smile breaking through her exhaustion. They had faced their fears and emerged victorious. The galaxy would remember this day as a turning point, a moment when humans and their allies stood united against tyranny. As they boarded the Spirit of Earth, Lisa felt a surge of hope for the future. They had fought for their freedom and won. The journey had just begun, and she knew they would face whatever came next, together.